Yeah, I mean, I came into the weekend.
People and passionate onlookers everywhere. And the interest and excitement for this truly global event.
It's precipitation across northern.
That never won the Rolex timepiece. Well, that is the allure. That's the thing that keeps bringing them back. And that enthusiasm, Cal, that never wanes.
It doesn't, Lee. This is the sport's biggest day. This is Imsa's Super Bowl. And for the many manufacturers on the grid here today, they have invested literally millions of dollars collectively to try and put these exotic race cars into victory lane. They've also gone out and employed the world's best, most elite drivers to try and steer those race cars. And that really means a lot. Many of the drivers this week have told me to win here at Daytona is more important than the championship itself. Now, we've got some of the biggest stars in the world on that grid, including NASCAR's A.J. Allmendinger. He won this race back in 2012, but it didn't come easy. This was with many hours to go in the race at high-speed stakes, over 200 miles an hour around the high banks. And then if you get with a chance of victory, this is 2022. Two of Porsche's very best. Argy-bargy, final lap of the race, final corners of the race, and one of those drivers came out on top. And part of that winning squad that day, Townsend, was this man, Felipe Nasr.
Yeah, guys, the late, great Tom Kazansky asked one simple question in Top Gun, and that was, who is the best pilot? For me, it's pretty simple. That is Felipe Nasr, the driver of the Porsche Penske number 7, is trying to win his third Daytona 24 on the trot. He would be the third driver ever in history to do that if he can win today. I talked to him this morning, and he told me that this track and his achievements here have been the greatest moment of his motorsports career, and this is a guy that ran in Formula One for 2 years. He has a great chance today. He has brand new teammates, though, and he told me that his advice to his teammates is just be patient. Give me the ball, guys. Give me the fighter jet in one piece at the end of this thing, and let me do the work. He's got a great shot. You could say it's going to be quite the adventure. So with that, it's time for an Imsa adventure with Dave Burns. Dave, where do we find you?
Lee, I'm on the track. Can you believe it? You know how Imsa has a reputation for bringing the fans close to the sport? Well, I asked him, I said, what about the folks at home? What can we do for them to get them close to the start of the Rolex 24? They said, we'll put you in the field. I said, oh, okay, for the fans, yeah, I'll do it. Well, I'm here in the Porsche Macan, right in front of the field. The Porsche pace car is right behind me, and the 60-car field behind them. This car is unbelievable. It's very fast, too. Probably would have qualified mid-pack if we were to take it out there. But here's the thing. We only get one lap in the Grand Marshal car. Over the course of 24 hours, the driver who wins is going to have more than 750 laps around Daytona International Speedway. It is a grueling, grueling race. The record's actually 8:33. So we're going to be amazed by what we see here. I can hear and see the field behind me. They are ready to go, and so are the rest of our pit reporters. Let's get some stories from pit lane. Let's start with Matt Yoakum. Hey, Matty.
Hey, Dave, the vibe on the grid was simply unreal. The Global All-Star event has brought in all the biggest names and the most iconic brands. But to be the man at the Rolex, first, you have to beat the man. And for the past 60 years, there's never been a car owner quite like Roger Penske. He races and plays on a different level, chasing trophies and championships, and only focused on what's next. The motivational number for Penske today is 3 as Penske on his perch chases his third straight Rolex 24 victory and third straight GTP championship at season's end. So beating the likes of the Aston, Acuras, BMWs, and Cadillacs today would be Penske perfect. His Porsches start 3rd and 5th. Kevin Lee?
Matt, one of the drivers in the GTD Pro class in the 75 Express, has been waiting to make his debut at this race for a long time, and he's a legend. IndyCar star Will Power was set to do this in 2023, but he had to back out last minute because his wife, Liz Power, had to go under emergency surgery. She had a spinal infection, fever spiked at 106, went to the hospital. It was nearly fatal. It was a long rehab process for Liz to get back to health, and at one point, Will Power thought, I shouldn't be doing this. My job is too dangerous. We need to be available. Someone does for our son, Bo. But Liz is much better now as far as her health is concerned and continues to be a massive part of her husband's career. Unfortunately, the pending winter storms have kept her away, but she's anxiously watching from home as Will Power will be in the car soon for his Rolex 24 debut. To Chris Wilner.
Well, Kevin, at GTD, it's the largest field of cars here at the Rolex 24, and here in this year, one team trying to forge a dynasty. We're talking about Windward Racing, this Mercedes AMG trying to go for their 3rd championship in a row. It was once a small team, started by father and son duo of Bryce and Russell Ward, now a global powerhouse, and they've also tried to go for their third Rolex win in the last 5 years. But much like GTP, this class, it's the global stars joining forces with some of our IMSA regulars. Indy 500 champion Marcus Ericsson trades the single-seater for the challenge of racing a Lamborghini, and also joining him from the IndyCar ranks is Scott McLaughlin, back in a Corvette, racing alongside factory driver Charlie Eastwood. Amanda Busick, it's a melting pot of talent, and they all want that Rolex.
Hey, Chris, yeah, and we can see these race cars on the front stretch here at Daytona, but the story in LMP2 that I'm looking at is when it comes to the average driving age of these drivers. Of our 13 AMs in this class, they all started racing roughly in their mid-30s. We're going to take a look at that 43 machine driven by Jeremy Clark, who kicked off his racing at age 35. He will start his very first Rolex 24th from pole in this class. And then there is this guy. Let's move on to John Field, who started racing at 37 years old and now at 70 years young. John told me yesterday, I'm never getting out of this race car. So if you, watching from home, have ever dreamed of being a race car driver, this class is for you.
Oh, man, you got to love the enthusiasm of John Field. And I love that you said 70 years young, because John is just so pumped to be back in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, back at Daytona, and back in this Rolex 24. There's some really important numbers for you in this event.